live. We're going live, people.
There we go.
So you will see yourselves. Okay. Ben's from Arizona. Okay, who else? We've got Merritt from Hudson Valley, Chris from Richmond, Elaine, Scottsdale, and we got, of course, Lynn from Lawrence, Kansas, and I'm from Toronto. And then Crystal, you can go ahead and say where you're from. And then we'll wait for a few more minutes. It's great to see you guys. So again, as I said, go ahead. Thanks, Merritt. Yeah, it's pretty cold right now in TO. But so as I said, if you guys want to go ahead and join us over in the repositioner.com/society, you'll be asked a few questions to become a member. Some of you are already a member. And and go ahead and get your tea, everyone. Ta-da! Now, what's everyone drinking? I want to know.
Wait, where is it? My smoothie for my lunch.
So, what's in it, Elaine?
Just about everything, but strawberry flavor.
Oh, nice. And Lynn, what are you drinking? A Pepsi? That's my old employer.
Oh, that's right. I did know that. Yeah, mine's diet, and I don't drink them very often. I feel kind of defensive about that for some reason.
You better not. That used to be the brand that put me on the map.
Well, yes, I realize that.
Yes, for sure. Bring your tea, everyone. Welcome, Leon. Welcome, Tom, Angela. Welcome. We are live streaming into the Facebook group called B2B CEO Society. We're going to be hopefully getting a lot of people. They're probably going to be dropping in. I mean, there was 42 last we looked who are registered. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start introducing you. I want to do just 10 minutes of some sort of education so that you get some value on marketing into this. But also, and then we're going to go around. I want to give you a format for how I think you can get most value out of introducing yourself to this group. So my name is Chala and I am the CEO and founder of the Repositioning Expert. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. My team has been reaching out to all of you. And I've been reaching out to my contacts to come and network here because after COVID, all of my networking stopped. I was no longer able to get on or allowed to get on a plane to the States where I did all my networking, all my business, all my speaking, and all my funnels dried up. So what I do for a living is I'm a marketing guru, and I've super niched myself into becoming a elevator pitch coach. And all of you are going to do an elevator pitch today, which is how we're going to meet you. And I bet you didn't know that 3 out of 4 business owners like us who introduce themselves to their prospects never get asked for a business card, their information, or even a meeting after they do their elevator pitch to their prospect. So what I do is I help fix what they're saying so that every time they introduce themselves, it turns into, do you have a card? Or I really need to talk to you. That's what I want to hear from you guys. Now, once you're doing your elevator pitches to each other, please make sure to turn on your camera and your sound. And then if you want to meet each other, either you can meet each other through the chat where you can select the person and just, talk to them specifically, or if you have something to share, something like a free giveaway or a valuable download or a gift, or you want to offer something to everyone, you could just put that into the everyone chat. Okay. So feel free to use the chat as your networking tool, but we are going to go around and we're going to meet everyone. So I'm going to start with, how about we start, who is the first person? Okay, Merritt. Why don't we start with Merritt?
Hi, everybody. My name is Merritt Minnemeyer. I'm the founder and creator of Master of One Coaching, which is an executive and leadership coaching practice based here in New York State, but with international reach. And my specialty is helping, oops, I lost my pitch. It went out the window of my brain. There it went. Let me try that again. My specialty is helping scrappy startup founders transform into powerful, purpose-driven leaders of, yep, I lost it again. Darn, I used to be so good at this.
You know what, Merritt? Is it okay? Is it okay if I give you the formula and then you tell me if that's okay? Okay. So here's the formula that I love to give. And for those of you who've been on my podcast or who've watched any of my stuff, this is how it works. First, you take the who. So Merritt, you had that. Who do you target? Like, who do you help?
Yeah.
Then you take what is their most expensive problem that you solve. So I want you to get specific about just maybe the most expensive one. I know you probably solve more than one, right? So think about what is the most expensive problem you solve. Plus, and so you do the who, you do the most expensive problem you solve, and then what you do to help them. So I say, I fix, the way they're speaking. And then what the result is the rest of the formula. So Crystal, can you write the formula in the chat? Is going to be who you help, what the problem, most expensive one problem that you solve for them, plus what you do to solve it, and then plus the result. Okay, does that help? I don't want to put you on the spot because you're the first one.
No, it totally does help. I had to think about it a little bit because so my initial format's a little bit different. And for some reason, I'm usually so good at it. I can say it all the time. And I don't know why it went out of my brain today.
It happens all the time to me when I say I'm a elevator pitch coach and everybody's like,
right. So my most expensive problem, I had to think about that a little bit in terms of how to, I can probably, I just have to figure out how to make it concise.
Well, tell me, I'll help you. That's
all
what
right. Great. So, so I'm focused on social entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Who are transitioning from the wearing all the hats phase into becoming, into evolving into the leader that they need to be in order to lead their business, right? So, and it's expensive because when they're doing everything themselves, they're leaking money because they're not efficient.
Okay. In what way are they leaking money? Is it lost opportunity, like lost
opportunities? They're spending time where they shouldn't be spending time. They're not maximizing their own value. They are, they're losing opportunities for sales because they're doing, they're pouring the coffee and they're answering emails and they're doing the branding and they're not focused on what they do best, which is creating their product or service.
Great. So if I could dream, and I this is not going to be like this for everyone, you guys, just because, she was open to it. I'm helping. If I could dream, I would have you say something like, did you know that, 90% or 70% of social entrepreneurs miss their targeted sales because they're doing too many different functions in the business. And what I do is I coach, train, consult, whatever it is, so that they reap, half of that back within a month or whatever.
I have to look up that stat. I need to find out what the actual stat is.
Or talk to the people that you're working with and let them give you the stats. I don't know. Does that help?
Yeah, it totally helps. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. I promise I'm not going to talk to anyone else or I won't tell anyone else what to do unless you want me to.
No, it's super helpful. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Awesome. Okay. So the next person on the chat to say was Chris. Go for it.
Me, Chris?
Yes, you, Chris. I don't know. Is there another Chris?
Well, I don't know. I think I was next, but I'm good with that. So what I describe is that I help emerging leaders to become authentic leaders by confidently applying 7 disciplines.
Okay, awesome. That's great. Thank you. All right. So the next is, I think Elaine, but by my client just asked to move up a session. No, we lost Elaine. Okay, who's next? I was just reading. Okay, Zen, go for it.
Hi, I'm Zen Benefiel. I founded Be the Dream in 1988. I am a possibilities coagulator who helps leaders to facilitate people, places, and things to work together better.
Okay, very nice. Nice to meet you. And
I had a challenge on that. I was part of a speakers group some years ago, and we had a 10-second elevator pitch challenge, and that was it.
Wow. So did you win?
Of course.
What did you win? Was it money?
And
Pots
cup
of money?
coffee.
That sounds great. Okay. Lynn.
Oh, good. I'm not even muted. So I work with small to medium organizational leaders who are absolutely lost in this COVID world. It's because they don't know how to pull everybody together. People are working from home. How do they keep that connection going and keep the focus going on their mission and their vision? And what we do with that is to help them be aware of themselves, their authentic self, their best strengths, as well as the other people in the team, so that they can fill in the gaps for each other. And the result is they feel better about getting things done in this new climate, and they help each other out and become a real team.
That sounds nice, especially during COVID.
Yeah.
Sounds lovely. All right.
Thanks, Charlie.
All right. So next, I think we have Tom.
All righty then.
Go for
Hi,
it.
I'm Tom Childrey, the credit card guy with Beyond, and we're a payments company. And right now we're seeing a lot of business owners that are very frustrated with the way that they take payments from their customers because of cash shortages. They're also struggling with how do they make the checkout experience be very smooth and cost effective for their customers. And finally, they're just worried about whether there's going to be another lockdown and how that's going to affect their flow. Do any of those ring true to you?
Yes. Yes.
Well, great. Can I make a recommendation? Why don't we set up a time to talk and we can explore those a little bit further? And perhaps as a business advocate, I can share some insight that I've seen with other businesses in your industry. What's your next Tuesday look like?
Ooh, very good. So Tom, it's B2B, but is it retail?
Well, it's B2B and it can be any vertical. If you think about any place that you as a consumer can go and use your credit or debit card, those are potential customers for us. I work a lot with companies that are B2B, but some of my customers are B2C restaurants, doctors' offices, all those different things. The way people have experienced and expect to be able to pay now that COVID came through is completely different. People don't want to hand someone their credit card and have it walk away. So we have those conversations, and there's ways that the cost of accepting credit cards for the business has really gone way up despite COVID. And there's ways that business owners can strategize by offering cash discounts and things like that. So for example, if you sold one of your programs for $100, and if they pay with cash or a check, it's $100. But if they pay with non-cash, there's a non-cash adjustment, which might be 4%. So it would be $104. So the price becomes $104. But if you pay with a check, I'll give you a 4% discount. Now it's only $100. And that can save, just as an example, I did an auto repair here in Richmond, and we're saving them $60,000 a year in credit card fees.
Woohoo! Well, that's gotta see. I would start there, but I'm not fixing any pitches. I'm not making any suggestions. If you want that, you have to come to my stuff. So I'm not. All right. But I mean, I have a podcast where I fix pitches, so you're all welcome to come, and I'm gonna give you some more resources before we're done. All right. So nice to meet you. Thanks for coming. All right, Angela, let's go there.
Hello, I am Angela Hill from Journey Changers, where I show students how to master, plan, navigate the scholarship application process. Did you know that most of the student loan debt crisis is up to $1.56 trillion? So why don't people use grant and scholarships? Because they simply don't know that they qualify, or they don't know where to search for them, or that they could be winners. Imagine how many students could graduate college debt-free. Let me show your students how to overcome the scholarship application process.
Oh, I love it. It sounds like you've been polished or something. It also sounds like you've been polished. No, it's great. No, I love it. It's such a great, it's such a big need. Have you been trying it out on people?
Yes, I was my first try. I've won a full ride scholarship when I taught myself how to do scholarships. And then generations later, I taught my sons how to do the same. So they won scholarships. One of my sons graduated 4-year undergraduate degree, only owing $3,000.
Awesome.
And I'm continuing to do that now.
Well done. Very nice. All right. Thank you so much, Angela. I'm going to go to Leon next. Leon, I know you're in Europe. Are you able to turn on your camera and sound, or are you in your PJs?
Hi, good to be here. I apologize. I cannot turn on the camera. I cannot speak loudly because it's around 11 p.m. here. I'm in Tel Aviv, so it's a little bit late. Yeah, but I'm happy to be here. I'm your Hala. I'm your very I think the best follower.
Oh yeah, my big fan. Yes.
A big fan. I like to participate in your Tea Tuesday.
Yes.
I like it very much. Yeah. So thank you very much for inviting again.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to say that I am founder and CEO of the Acciton Medical. And Acciton Medical is the first company that delivers hospital-grade care to home setting. And this is what we are doing. So, because as we know, COVID even revealed that 50% of high-risk patients just account for 5% of high-risk patients actually account for 50% of all healthcare spending. So we are in a mission to solve this problem and to reduce the cost of management and monitoring of high-risk patients. And we're using these, we developed specific artificial intelligence platform that enable to monitor patients in real time. And this way we decrease the cost so far by 50%.
So is this like these high risk patients, and I'm asking for everyone, they're working in companies right now?
High risk patients not working with companies.
Right. So, but are you like this pitch is to companies or they're to healthcare?
This pitch to our customers actually and to investors. So we tune the pitch specifically to investors and to customers. It's quite different pitch.
Got it.
Yeah, but when we're talking about general transformation of healthcare that we deliver, it's something very much general, and it is accepted by investors and our customers, because when we talk about high-risk patients, that is a huge problem for our customers. And then we're talking about reduction of healthcare cost. Investors understand that it's a huge market and there is a real need. So this is somehow generic approach.
Yeah. No, I still want to add some depth to that. I know we've worked a lot with Leon's pitch, but there's some, and I know I don't mean to be like disrespectful of death, but there's something about that high risk not being monitored in real time, causing some form of, like death, and what the cost of that is to the insurers, right? So anyway, like I just want to make it scarier. You're just too nice saying it, because you guys, 70% of humans purchase based on pain, right? Unfortunately. So if you're not talking about pain and danger, they can't even hear you. It's just so irrelevant. That's why my formula is who you help and what's the problem you solve. But anyway, so I mean, we're getting there, Leon. I'm getting it more and more.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and very important aspect of all these is psychology, because pain could be acute pain and could be given up pain.
Yeah.
And the problem of high risk patients, psychological problem. So they gave up to their disease, and it's very difficult to manage such kind of patients.
Yeah,
As
no,
more-
I want you in your marketing. I meant the pain is the business pain. So whoever you're trying to sell to, that's whose pain you have to be talking about first, because that's who you're trying to influence. But I understand that you are giving us the investor pitch for the consumer point of view, right?
Right. In healthcare, it's a very difficult stuff because you deal with different stakeholders, and you have to satisfy psychological requirements of patients, business requirements of customers. So it's quite complicated business, and it's very difficult to understand how to navigate there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for being here in your PJs.
Thank you. Great.
All right. We're going to go to Sunil.
Thank you, Chala, and I've just unmuted myself.
Yes, it's
Yes.
great to hear. Welcome.
I am an executive and business coach. I help executives and leaders and CEOs of organizations to improve their own leadership, to understand what it is, and to understand the influence that their communication has on the entire organization. Evidence, the US has two different cultures with two different leadership styles, Trump and Obama. This is the difference that a leader can create by the type of communication and by structurally organizing the whole business to build the organization. The object is organizational resilience and business growth. The method is build the organization to carry the business and to support the business, and build the business to carry and support the organization.
Great. That sounds very valuable.
The organization needs money, which comes from the business. The business is run by the organization, which is the people and the resources. And if you don't structure them all well with the right guidance, you will flounder, or at least not succeed to your utmost. That is what I do with the leaders and with organizations.
Perfect. So you help them with the...
I help them to create the structures and the processes in the organization, starting with the leadership, going through business strategy, strategic planning, creating a culture, ensuring that the execution is happening as it should, following the strategy, creating structural slots and opportunities for creativity and innovation, without which the growth would be limited. All of the great organizations that we have around us today, Facebook, Amazon, these digital organizations are the best examples. They have showed us what creativity can do. Amazon would be nothing if it was not creative. Neither would Apple. And every organization has the potential to become something great like that, but it's not going to if it doesn't execute on these 7 elements, which are the key, starting with the leadership. So I have these organizations to implement all of this and to become great, become a great organization, something like Make America Great Again. But in the Obama way, not the Trump way.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that very political speech. That very political speech.
I'm afraid my bias shows, but it's there.
That's okay. All right, and Sherry, last but not least.
As I unmute myself, I joined kind of a last minute. I saw your invitation, Chala, so thank you. I don't know that I have a very succinct elevator pitch because I often have so many avenues in which I serve. let me try to give you something as succinct as possible as my ADD brain can manage in this moment, in this non-planned moment. So I was thinking about it as some of you were talking, and I think that when I started coaching in 2012, I started with the intent of culture change, and most of that was to increase engagement, and that was mostly through diversity and inclusion. They kind of went together, but I wanted people to be able to stand up for what they wanted, and I wanted companies to be able to make room and allow them to use their creative talents in the way that best suited them, but still accomplish the corporate goals. That was my original intent. And I found that through the years, I have kind of evolved a lot more into supporting girls and women, even though I have coached many men. And I realized we had a conversation to happen between the two. I've also been working on a nonprofit project, helping nonprofit folks, and I've run nonprofits and I've sat on boards. I'm working on one right now, and it's helped me to realize a lot of things about diversity and inclusion, but also how much of a gap there is in leadership. So I've started exploring this leadership skills for humanity, kind of a social good, social entrepreneurship thing. But I realized people that want to do good don't necessarily have the background or the skill sets to run businesses. And so they need a little guidance, and they also need permission to stand up and take charge and do things in the way that they can best forward their mission. So those are a couple of the things that I've been working on. So mostly coaching to maximize potential of leadership.
Very nice. Gosh, we have quite a few coaches here today. How nice. That is lovely. So thank you so much, everyone. What I want to do is I want to share with you some B2B research that I pulled from McKinsey for a McKay Group training that I did for some billion-dollar CEOs. And I realize we're not, maybe some of you are there yet, but I'm not. But this is just as relevant. And whoever's dog can also join us. This is very relevant for all of us, regardless of our size. So McKinsey researched B2B sales purchasing processes. And guess what happened to self-directed mobile app purchases? It went up 254%. So buyers from companies and corporations are buying from here now. It's insane. The next really surprising part is sales reps are dead. Like, they're not dead, but they're on their way out. Calling a rep for a purchase is minus 38% versus before COVID. And then an in-person order is minus 42%. So the sales rep, like the whole B2B sales process, is very different now. Only about 20% of B2B buyers say they hope to return to in-person sales. 80% of B2B buyers will never, ever, ever return to in-person sales. That's crazy. Digital sales are were rated more than twice as important as traditional sales. So if you're still not selling in a way that's digital, you're going to lose. 4 out of 5 B2B sales teams have already shifted to some form of digital selling, which is to like video conference like this or phone. And then here's the kicker. This was a really good one for the $1 billion table. 15% are willing to buy digitally for $1 million orders or over $1 million. So $1 million or more. So you can imagine how risky that is, but they're willing to do that interaction over digital means. Now, what's the big problem, you guys? Okay, so everything's moved on to the digital format, but 86% of buyers still can't tell the difference between 2 suppliers. And that's happening because your messaging is blending in. There's about 3 people here who said that they help leaders, become better. So what is going to make you stand out? How are you going to stand out in somebody's brain and differentiate yourself in the minds of the buyer, especially with your messaging or online, right? So what I'd like to do is I'd like to just tell you that this is a problem that I've been thinking of, and this is a problem that I've been working on. And it's something that I've developed a program for, and it's a free education that I want to share with you. Let me share my screen. And it is called the Lead Gen Masterclass. And if anybody is interested, let me know. Just say I'm in the chat and we'll register you. But what it is, it's leveraging your elevator pitch, just like how we were talking about today, because your elevator pitch is actually an actual mirror of your entire strategy of who you target, what most expensive problem you solve, and how you solve it, okay, and what the result is. So this is a masterclass. It's in 19 days. It's for B2B coaches and consultants, and it's free. And there's some success stories on the link, and Crystal can put the link in. But what it is we're going to do 5 days of 20 minutes each day education, live streamed both on Zoom and into the B2B Facebook group. And we're going to talk about how to find your super niche. We're going to talk about how to use your elevator pitch to differentiate yourself. So if anyone's in, please let us know. And while you do that, I want to go around the room and I want to answer the question of how are you getting clients during COVID that are not referrals or old clients? All right. So do you want to start, Lynn? How are you getting clients during COVID that are not referrals or clients? If you're not, then that's okay to say as well.
I think all of my leads are former clients, referrals, and other connections.
Very nice. So I guess you'd be a little bit interested in how to get more leads from the Lead Gen Masterclass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
I think I'm already in, aren't I?
Awesome. You probably are. You probably are. You're a rock star. All right. So Zen, how are you getting clients during COVID except through referrals or old clients?
Things for me really haven't changed all that much. People arrive. I'm pretty well established online. I do my own web work. I've got 3 companies that, and a 4th that I just, because of COVID, I put it in the chat box. It's called wecandobetterarizona.org. And what we're doing is setting up a simple no-brainer method for people to change the way that they do their state taxes and shift that money through monthly giving programs into nonprofits that are actually doing the work.
So Zen, did you already have online funnels set up for all those businesses before COVID?
I detest funnels. Sorry.
Well, I meant
I just detest
coming to you.
My business doesn't work through funnels. My business works through people that are filter themselves and find me online as a result.
Right. Well, I mean, what do you call that?
Good SEO.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll use a different word.
That's
No, I just want to understand how you're doing it so that we can also, like, for all of us to learn. So you're actually using SEO. That's great.
I am, and I'm good at what I do. That's one of the things I get paid for as well. And in order to do that, then I show up on local listings, number 1. I've got 21 reviews on Google, which is probably 10 or even 15 more than any other life coach in the area. So that, there are some things that kind of make me stand out.
Very good. That's really great. And if people want the same, they can reach out to you?
Absolutely.
Very nice. Awesome. Chris, how are you doing how are you getting clients during COVID except through,
Yeah. Well, I am getting some referrals and past clients, but actually I got 2 clients recently as a result of lunch programs I did a couple of years ago in combination with also a podcast that I have. So they just remembered me from the lunch programs, and they also listened to my podcast, and someone referred me. So it's one of those things you don't know if that even works at all. And it actually worked twice this week.
But a big radio voice.
Yeah, I know. And a face for radio too. But I also have been doing webinars and I've gotten some client work out of that. Although I need to ramp that up. That's not really achieving the results that I anticipate.
Okay, great.
I enjoy it though.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it great? Yeah. Any type of visibility is great, except you need to have sort of the numbers to convert, right? Unfortunately.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. That's awesome. Sunil, what about you? How are you getting clients during COVID except through referrals and old clients? You're muted. You're muted. Oh.
Okay. You asked me?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So just we launch inbound marketing campaign. So hello?
Sorry, Leon, I was asking Sunil to go. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it's me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know you guys are close on the same corner. Sunil, did you? Okay,
yeah,
good.
I was having some difficulty clicking on exactly the right place to unmute myself again.
That happens. It's Zoom. It's Zoom. So how are you getting clients without referrals?
Well, I'll be the one to freely admit that I am not good at that. I have not been making digital marketing efforts. Okay. And any clients I've gotten in this period have been through referrals and old clients.
Okay.
Well, so this is an activity that I really need to ramp up.
I hope you said I'm in to the masterclass because that's what it's about. It's going to be a lead gen masterclass. Awesome.
I will try to, yes.
Great. Angela, how about you? How are you getting clients during COVID without past clients and referrals?
I'm not really getting clients. Before COVID, I was not digital. So during the process, I've been transitioning into digital. But a lot of it is still referrals. And I've been doing a lot of LinkedIn workshops.
That's great. Are they converting?
No, not really. A lot of it is I want the information, but they don't go further than that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I definitely want you to come to the workshop then, that's for sure. All right, Leon, are you okay to talk now? Leon? Leon?
Yeah.
Are you there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm here. So okay. Yes, we launched recently inbound marketing platform campaign, and we release every week some new blog about our business and our niche and our value proposition. So this created some funnel.
Good.
And this is what we're doing. It's quite difficult because last year I spent whole year just traveling between different conferences. But now I think even internet conferences participation, I do some speeches, participate like a speaker, participate in conferences and blogs, and all these stuff just created very good traffic.
That's great. That's really great.
Yeah,
Leon.
thank you.
Yes, and Sherry.
There we go. Well, I guess I actually have gotten most of my business from either referrals, people who know me, know the work that I do, or I have gotten referrals from, or not referrals, but leads from, again, like Leon said, speaking engagements. I get asked to speak because, you know, diversity and inclusion has been hot topic, and that has been good for me. I also have gotten a lot of traction from some online platforms like meetup.com. So organically, without much effort at all, I grew my meetup group to over 1,000 people really quickly. And if I had managed that more, it will probably be so much larger. You know, I have a pretty good LinkedIn following as well. So when I do online seminars, or I don't call them webinars, but we have like group coaching sessions or mastermind kind of groups. And so that's how I really pick up my business, because I've been doing this for so long. I'm just not really good about being consistent. So I guess I haven't really been treating the business as a business. It's kind of been something that I'm passionate about, but I haven't, even as a business coach and as someone with a master's degree in marketing who's sat on the board of the AMA, and I know all the social media, digital stuff, I just don't do it consistently. I don't have the discipline, I think, or maybe not being able to hone in concisely what it is I really want to do with that. I guess I know the tracks to use, but I would be interested in, I'm always interested in learning more. I never think I know enough, and I'm always picking up tidbits and things from here. So I may join you to get some more inspiration and some more direction on how to be more specific, because I do find it is hard to get through the noise. There's so much out there. Even myself, on LinkedIn, I get so many invitations from people, and they just want to sell you something. And, it's good for some things, but at the same time, we are blocking out a lot of things. And so unless it's spot on and it hits that keyword and you're in the right frame of mind in the right moment, like the timing is everything when you send those things out. And it is hard. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I find is, you're right, consistency is everything, but also the message is everything, because now more than ever, it's all about like one-liners to describe what you do. And in Zoom rooms, it's all about concise, like what you're talking about is like having figured out that one concise way of saying what we do in a way that hooks people. And so that's what the masterclass is about, is how do you hook people in with that one message so that you can get in the room, and then you can cross sell everything else that you do and tell them all about your dreams and all your ambitions. And then that's the whole idea, is just to get in, right? And for all of you, and like,
but wait a minute, hang on just a second. It really isn't about you. It's about getting to know who you're talking to and creating the relationship.
Yes, sir.
And people don't care about you until they know that you care about them.
Yes,
so
sir.
Being able to focus, in my opinion, and Sherry, this may work for you, to be able to distill your options just through even using a T-chart, what those are, right? Or just, writing down what it is you think you want to go after, and then just sitting with it and allowing that process to just kind of bubble up. It's a different kind of discipline than most people are used to. We're used to pushing and pulling energy around, and this way is just the opposite. You develop things with much more forethought, precision, contemplation, and then when you pull the trigger, you actually have something that you're confident in, which is much different than the shotgun effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to add to what Zen's saying, what we do in my work and what I teach is we go and ask the market. So the market never lies. The market knows what it wants, right? You cannot guess it wrong. You cannot make a mistake. The market will always tell the truth. So that's after I launched products for Pepsi, Pizza Hut, Frito-Lay for 18, 20 years. I learned how to ask the market, because they don't let you spend millions of dollars on advertising or launching those products without asking the market. So I created a system for us little companies to be able to do it without spending the millions of dollars in research. And then that's what I'm going to be teaching in the masterclass, is how do you go and ask the market where that sweet spot is, and how do you concisely figure out what they need. So yeah.
Also understanding the market is many, many things. So are you asking the right question to the right segment of the market? So I'll be curious to see how you distinguish that part, because we just throw out your information to the masses. You're going to get, I mean, look at our elections. It's 50-50, one way over here and one way over here. There's a big gap, So are you asking the right questions to the right people?
Exactly. And that's why it's a methodology, right? Because it's a process that works over and over and over. It's a rinse and repeat. And so, yeah, come and see. Where were we? Who hasn't gone? Is it Haley? Has Haley just joined us? Am I saying it right? Is it Haley?
Michelle. Are you talking about me?
Yeah, Michelle. Yeah,
Michelle.
I just barely saw your name. Okay, awesome. Michelle, welcome. Tell us what
Hi. Sorry I'm late. I messed up the time. My business is all referrals, but if I have any more of it, I need more people. So I'm just, it's the work that I do feels very time consuming.
Tell us what you do.
I am mostly a green building consultant.
Okay.
Cool.
And so a lot of technical stuff and a lot of management of people and projects.
Got it. And what you're saying is you're so saturated that you can't even take anymore, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could take more money, but I can't take more time right now.
Got it. Well, there's your answer. You double your prices and you're done.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Awesome. Well, you guys, thank you so much for coming to this. Is there any other questions you have? Anything else you want to share with the group? Anyone?
I reached out to everybody already, except you, Leon. I couldn't find you on LinkedIn.
Right. Yeah. Okay. He's definitely there.
All right.
So hopefully next week we're going to have more people come in, join us, and then sign up for the lead gen masterclass and bring your friends. If this was of any value, it can only grow. I got this idea from a podcast host friend who during COVID, beginning of COVID, started with only 10 people and now has 1,000 like Sherry does in her group. And they're networking their brains out. And so you never, ever have to step away from your desk again if we can bring more people. And, we're doing all we can with my team to reach out to everybody that we know to bring them here so you can meet each other and maybe collaborate and maybe buy from each other and get to know each other. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you,
I have a question for you, Chala.
Yes, Neil, yes.
Will you be sending out the chat to all the participants?
The chat text?
Yes.
Is that something we can do, Crystal? Or is everybody okay with their name going out?
I'm pretty transparent.
Yeah.
Chris?
Additionally, there's a very easy way to do it.
Oh,
in the bottom right-hand corner, just click on the 3 dots and you can click on Save Chat, and then you got all the chat.
oh, hey.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, now you know how to do that, Sunil.
I have a friend who's a coach who does these networking groups, and he always sends out the chat.
Oh, wow.
And we have been able to, you see, when you're speaking and we are paying attention to you, it's hard to make a note of everybody's names and contact information. And so he sends out the chat, and the group is continuing to grow, and many of us are in touch with each other.
Well, why don't you give us the group and we'll go there too?
Let me send you the invite.
Sure. Send us all.
This is on Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Great.
And it goes from 9 a.m. to 10:30.
Wow,
So
must be a bigger.
I will send it out to you.
Sure.
After I speak with the coach himself.
Sure.
And I'll send it out to you after that.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone. All the best.
Bye.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.